statistics as a branch of mathematics that examines and investigates ways to process and analyze the data gathered. Statistics provides procedures in data collection, presentation, organization, and interpretation to have a meaningful idea that is useful to decision makers. Descriptive versus inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics consists only the collection, organization, summarization, and presentation of data. It only means that you have a sample or any collection and then you will have a data. That data describes directly the sample or that collection. To further explain it, let's have some example. Example number 1. The mean salary of a random sample of 30 high school teachers in 2020 was 30,000 pesos. Example number 1 stated that you have a random sample of 30 high school teachers and the data which is the mean salary 30,000 pesos. And this data describes directly our sample. So that is our example number 1. Next we have example number 2. Mr. Bean summarized his sales and expenses in his computer shop to get to know the status of his business. Then he organized and analyzed the data to make betterment decision of his new business. From the words summarize, organize, and analyze the data, we can say that in this example, this is a descriptive statistics. Because in what I say, descriptive statistics consists the collection, organization, summarization, and presentation of data.
Inferential statistics. Inferential statistics, it is used to say something about a larger group or a population, using information collected from a small part of that population or a sample. So, we will use sample to say something about our population because in the descriptive statistics, it only concerns one group of people to describe and we get data about them. But in inferential statistics, we use sample for the population. Common tools are hypothesis testing and a regression analysis. But in this one, we will use a simple example. The example is, in a sample survey conducted, 65% of Filipino Generation Z prefer to drink milk tea than coffee. So it means the preference of Gen Z is higher than Filipino millennials in drinking milk tea compared to coffee. In inferential statistics, you are taking samples to represent your population. Another example is, you randomly select a sample of 11th graders in your state and collect data on their SAT score and other characteristics. You can use inferential statistics to make statements and test hypotheses about the whole population of 11th graders in the state based on your sample data. And the last example is, Mr. A wants to open a coffee shop in New York, USA. To design the appropriate menu, a survey is conducted on 300 residents with the aim of understanding their taste and preferences. The survey includes people of different age, groups, gender, and income class. After applying the tools of inferential statistics, the results are stated as follows. 70% of women like caramel macchiato. 50% of the total residents like cafe mocha. Almost 100% of the adults like Americano coffee. 25% of teenagers like cafe latte. With these outcomes, Mr. A is confident that including all the above varieties of coffee will bring diverse customers to his shop. Moreover, Mr. A also wants to add new, innovative flavors to give a rich drinking experience to his customers.
So now, let's talk about population. When we talk population, it is not just about human. This is also the source of our data. Because when we talk population, it pops out in our mind that the populations of Filipino. But that is not what we meant. Let's go back to our topic, the population. What is population? A population is a data set contains all numbers of a specified groups or the entire list of possible data values. So here is the illustrative examples. A piece of a watermelon slice is an example of a population, and the seeds inside the watermelon is the example of a sample. So here are the other examples of the population. Number 1, the total number of students in a school. The total number, it represents the population because it describes the totality. And this number is an example of a population. Number 2, a group of 30 patients in a hospital undergo treatment for COVID. So the 30 patients is just selected and doesn't describe all patients. It is an example of a sample. So number 3, the ages of all vendors in a public market. All vendors talks the totality, so this is a population. Hope you understand the video.
Hello everyone, it's me, Fatima and Saholga, and for today's video, I'll be discussing about sample. So what do you mean by sample? Well, sample represents the group of interest from the population which will be used to represent our data. The sample is an unbiased subset of population which best represents the whole data and consists of some observations drawn from the population. So for example, all bisobular students and B is in English. And here, we will going to identify which is the population and the sample. So, all bisobular students is the population, while B is in English 1 is the sample. What I'm trying to mean is that a sample is just a part of the population. And here, B is in English 1 is just a part or a portion of all bisobular students. Example 2. Shane wants to research the opinions of bisobular students on their experiences at the campus. To save her time, she decided to survey 100 students only. So in this case, our population are the bisobular students, while our sample is the 100 students that she chose to survey. Okay, example 3. Erica wants to know whether her solar lights are free from defects. So out of 20 solar lights, she only inspects 10 of them. So here, our population or the 20 solar lights and our sample are the 10 solar lights. Try to remember that a sample is just a subset of individuals from a larger population. Thanks for watching.